Hello friends, this is Hedda. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time. Today I am getting my bullet journal ready for July. July is only a few days away. I am a little late with this setup, but it's still June, so we're still good. Following my colorful June theme, I wanted to keep the summer vibes going, so I made these stickers for my patrons with blue, beige, and green tones. I chose blue flowers like lavender and hydrangea, and I also drew some people and Shiba Inu because I wanted to give dogs another go. The last time I drew dogs in my journal was July 2021, and well, I think I improved a lot. To be quite honest, I haven't really drawn dogs since then because I was kind of traumatized when everyone said that they looked like foxes or cats. So I'm trying again, and I think this time they do look more like dogs. So I made a whole printable journaling kit with stickers and functional stuff and planner headers and all of that stuff for my patrons. I do this every month, and this time I decided to use a lot of them myself in my own setup. It is incredibly satisfying to be able to use my own stickers and my own printables to make little collages in my bullet journal, because this is what makes me the most happy when journaling. It is the collaging and the testing out, where should this piece go, where should that piece go, which stickers can I use here, which washi tapes can I mix with this paper. It's just so relaxing, calming, but also creatively challenging. If you want to download these printables, they are all up on my Patreon page. I do have several tiers on my Patreon, but if you want to get the full journaling kit, like all the digital stuff that I put up there, you want to be on the Walter tier. The Margaret and Fiona tiers also get some digital stuff, but to get the full kit, you want to be on Walter. And then on Charles and Twin Charles, you also get physical stickers sent to you in the mail. So for those who just want the digital printables, you get both PNGs and PDFs. I recommend the Walter tier. What you see me doing here is creating my cover page for July. On the left side, I am using the vinyl sticker that I drew for my Charles and Twin Charles patrons this month. It has a green background, so I feel like it's kind of okay by itself. I didn't want to create a big collage behind it or anything. It's already quite large because I have a very small notebook. I'm using a traveler's notebook sized notebook from Notebook Therapy. You can get 10% off your order from them with my code mochibujo10. I really love this notebook. It does have its challenges. One is that the color of the paper isn't crisp white. It's like slightly cream colored. So sometimes with stickers, I get a little bit annoyed that the background of the sticker, like it has that white edge and then it doesn't match the background of the color of the paper very well, but I am trying to not let that annoy me very much. That is kind of my yearly challenge for this year, because I have committed to using these traveler's notebooks from Notebook Therapy for the entire year. This is the second one. I'll be using 3 in total. I'm fitting 4 months into each notebook. I'm definitely more comfortable with the crisp white paper, so I guess this is a little bit like exposure therapy. Another thing that makes this notebook a little bit challenging to me is that the paper has this warm tone, because obviously it's not crisp white, so it has a warmer feel to it. And that means that it's sometimes a little bit harder for me to use cool toned colors in my notebook. So here obviously I'm using blue, and I'm using a mix of cool and warm greens. And the blue, I tried to make the blue more warm toned, but with blue it's really hard because in my head blue is always cool toned, you know? But I feel like I managed to get a pretty good balance. This blue is very different, of course, from the blues that I used in my May setup, because those were more greenish, like more turquoise. With these blues, I tried to lean more towards purple and lilac, because that meant that I could also mix in some more purple and also more greens. And then beige is kind of that strange accent color because the dogs are more beige. I tried to also don't make the dogs too yellow, like orange, too warm toned, even though Shiba Inu are more orange in my head at least. So that's kind of my color theory for this setup and this color scheme. Some of you guys say that you enjoy hearing me talk about why or how I chose certain colors. So yeah, just thought I would explain that a little bit. That is it for the cover page. It is very minimal and simple, but it goes well with my June cover page because that was also, I guess, minimalistic. Not really minimalistic because there's still a lot going on, but it's just less than setups I've done before, basically. Of course, I have to put a tab on because I'm doing that this year. I've never been a tab guy, but I guess this year I am. So these are the faux leather tabs that came in the 2024 Hinoki stationery box from Notebook Therapy, and I've been using those. Next up, we're gonna move on to my dashboard, or like my calendar spread for July, and I am just copying the layouts that I did for June in here. Well, at least it will be very similar. The layout will be very similar, and I got the inspiration for that from Natalie from Blossom Bujo, so shout out to her. Also, she did a collage theme this month, which I thought was really cool because she usually doesn't do that, so I thought that was really fun. Here on the right side of the spread, I am making a list calendar, a bullet journal calendar, a proper bullet journal one. This time I wrote the days out as well. Last month I only did the numbers, but this time I thought I would do the days as well. And I'm using a beige and a blue marker to kind of highlight the weekends because that way it's easier for me to visualize the days of the month. The markers that I used for this is a blue Ohuhu marker. It's one of those dual tipped markers. I'm using it here as well for the grid calendar. This is the color 119. I have the 160 marker set and it's in there. And then the beige one is a Crayola. It's from the Colors of the World set, and this is the light golden. And I found that this was the best beige color for this setup because it's light enough but without being too yellow or too pink. The thing about making the calendar like this and also using markers as highlighters is that you want them to be light enough so that what you write on top of them will still be visible. If they're too dark, they just take too much attention and it's hard to read what you write on top of them. So I found that these two colors were really perfect for this. Originally, I wanted to use my zebra mild liners, but I found that those were a little bit too dark to my liking, because there is a beige and a blue that are almost these exact shades, but they are just a little bit too dark. That's why I went through all of my other markers to find the perfect colors. I decided to put a little notes section here at the bottom, and then the rest of the spread will mostly be decoration. The girl that you see here on the page is actually, well, I tried to draw myself. I got this dress in Japan that I really, really love, and I wanted to draw it. It is actually black, but I made it blue for the purpose of the journaling kit because the black just wouldn't have fit. Some of my patrons noticed. I guess it was quite obvious. The hydrangea stickers and washi tape that you see me using in this setup is from Paper Monogatari. It's from her latest collection, and I feel really special because she actually gave it to me in person. I actually met up with Anna a couple of weeks ago when I was in Nara, and it was so amazing meeting her. Look what I met! We had somen at a really, really cool restaurant and just talked about our lives, and it was really fun. I'm so happy that I finally got to meet her. And yeah, she gave me this huge box of stickers and washi paper and washi tape and all the goodies. So I definitely wanted to incorporate some of those into my July setup because this collection of hers is a little bit extra special since I received it in person while I was in Japan. Now that I think about it, I should have probably drawn her and not myself. Is it self-centered to put a drawing of myself on my calendar spread? I don't know. I kind of placed the sticker on top of the dates for my calendar because that was the only way I could fit it on the page without having to cut it in half, and I just didn't really want to do that. So I just wrote the dates on top of the sticker because I printed my printables out on regular printer paper, so it's not sticky paper or anything like that. It's just regular copy paper, like the lowest quality. So they're very easy to just glue down on the page and write on top of them if I need to. And then for the top of the spread, I wanted to have a July title, and I wanted to incorporate a Shiba Inu as well because I didn't have anything dog related on this spread yet. So to make it simple for myself, I used some washi paper. This is from Paper Monogatari. And I just glued that on first. And since I used a fairly large piece of paper, this made the rest of the collage very simple. I just wanted a couple of stickers and the Shiba Inu. I decided to use some of my own circle stickers as well. These were a bonus sticker sheet for my patrons this month, those who receive physical mail. So I put some of those down, I glued down the title. I am just using a regular glue stick for this. And then I put the Shiba Inu on top. And then I also decided to use some day stickers for the days of the month. I don't think I need it, but I wanted to. These are from Paper Monogatari as well, and they are made on transparent sticker paper, so it was really easy to just place them on top of the collage, and they kind of just blend with the rest of the collage, I think. And although the font is very different from my title and like all of my headers for this month, I think that it works out quite well. The black is also a nice contrast to everything else. I bought these really cute tiny Mama Shiba stickers in Japan, and I decided to place some of them on the calendar so that it doesn't look so empty before I fill it in. And that is it for my calendar spread, my little dashboard. So now we can move on to the next spread, which will be something that I don't normally do, but I thought it might be good for July because I feel like summer just ruins any structure I have in my life, because I suffer from what a lot of Norwegians suffer from, which is like sun guilt. If the weather is nice, I feel guilty for being inside because most of the year the weather is not great in Norway. We have to appreciate and soak up the sun while we can because most of the year is just cold and dark. It sounds awful, actually. Like, why do we live here? So basically, when the weather is nice, I just want to be outside and I don't want to sit inside and work. And so all of the structure that I have on my work days goes straight out the window, literally. So that's why I decided to make this spread, which will be like a weekly overview spread kind of. So like this week I will focus on this, and then this week I will focus on that, and just kind of have these like weekly projects, because then as long as I get those tasks done during that week, it doesn't really matter when, like which day I do it on or what time of day, as long as it gets done. And no, working in the evening doesn't work either because it's still light and sunny outside, because the sun doesn't really set in Norway in the summer. So that's another reason why the like daily and weekly structure doesn't work the same way in the summer. I'm absolutely not complaining though. There is nowhere I would rather be than in Norway during the summer because it is amazing. Sun like 24/7, and the perfect temperatures, like just above 20, in between 20 and 25 degrees. It's the best temperature. Any warmer than that, I don't function well. June in Japan was rough for me because it's too hot and too humid, and this right here, summer in Norway, this is what I was made for. I kept the spread very simple and very open because I wanted to have room to just be creative basically. So I made a title on top of the spread saying this month. I did little collages kind of in the corners, and then I used this butterfly stamp from Notebook Therapy for the titles of each week. So week 27 through 31, because those are the weeks that are in July. Mostly it's 27, 28, 29, and 30, but I also included 31 because I had a little extra space. And I probably could have made these titles a little bit nicer if I wanted to, but in the end I just kept it very simple and I just wrote with a regular fine liner. I broke my own rule. I don't usually write with my fine liners because they are for drawing strictly. But in this setup I did dates with this pen. I did these titles with the pen, so oh well. These boy and girl stickers are included in my printables as well, and I really enjoyed these. The boy sticker is holding a tote bag with the logo Mobu on it, and this is like mochibujo lore, I guess. Back in February I did a kind of coffee shop theme, and I made these little takeout cups with Mobu on them. Obviously the mo is from mochi and the bu is from bujo, and I decided to name my little coffee shop Mobu because that's a fun name for a coffee shop, I thought. And this was the kind of logo that I made for the coffee shop. And I decided to put it on the tote bag because a lot of coffee shops have tote bags, and I thought it would be kind of fun that this guy got a tote bag at the same coffee shop that some of my other girls visited in February, and also some of them visited in June for some iced coffee and iced matcha lattes. I guess because I'm explaining it, it's not really an Easter egg. But it's just a fun little detail that I thought I would include. Anyway, the washi tapes and hydrangea stickers, or I guess they're from a pet tape, these are all from Paper Monogatari again. I am really happy that there was a little bit of green in her washi tapes and her stickers this month, because that made it even easier to blend this collection with my own stickers. And this was not planned at all, and her collection is definitely more centered around Paris, while mine is more centered around the dogs, but luckily they fit really well together and I'm very happy about that. And that is pretty much it for this spread. I'm excited to have so much room to write because I will definitely change my plans, make mistakes. That always happens, and that is exactly what this spread is for, to kind of keep me on track during the month of July. So now we can move on to the last spread that I'm making for my monthly setup for July. I will still be making weekly spreads, of course, but this is the last of the monthly spreads. So here I will have my main task list for the month, and I'm also making a little summer bucket list. So on the left side, we're mostly gonna have things I have to do, and then on the right side, I'm gonna have things that I want to do. You have to have balance in your life. You know, it can't all just be work and it can't all just be play. You gotta have a little bit of both. The layout of this spread is very simple. I am basically just doing an empty list, or like 2 rectangles, I guess, on each side with a list, similar to what I did in June. It worked really well for me, and I wanted to just have a big space to write on. These types of spreads are just so easy to make, and they kind of embody what bullet journaling started out as. Well, at least bullet journaling by writer Carol, because those are just lists, and this spread is just 2 different lists, but with some decoration. So yeah, on the left side I did tasks in green in the header, and then I used the same blue marker as before to kind of make the border or the frame for my little rectangle. And then on the right side of the spread I just kind of mirrored this left side really, and I did a bucket list title in blue with a butterfly. These are also from my printables, of course. And as for other materials used in this video, I'm going to put links to everything that I have links for in the description box below. And if I don't have links, I'll just put the name of the product. I do have some discount codes for some of the shops that these products are from. So if you want to use those, feel free to do that. Then I also get a small percentage as like a commission. So that is a great way to support me if you want to. Of course, the best way is to purchase something from my shop or to join my Patreon. But if you don't want to pay anything, and you absolutely don't have to, you can just subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment because that helps immensely. Big shout out to all of my subscribers and everyone who watches my videos. I really appreciate it. I know I haven't been uploading very many videos over the past month, and that is because I was in Japan for a few weeks and I just wanted to enjoy my time there and not sit inside and edit videos, you know? So I am getting back into it and I am trying to stick to my 1 video a week schedule from now on. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed. I'll do my best. I actually have a really long list of videos I want to make, but yeah, executing the ideas is definitely not as easy as coming up with them. But that is it for this spread, and that is also it for this video. Let's do a little flip through so we can look through all of the spreads that I've made and see them all together. That is always very fun, at least for me. I hope you like it as well. I'm really happy with how this setup turned out, and I'm very pleased that I managed to use some blue and kind of combine it with warmer colors like the beige and the green. I'm really enjoying that, and I'm excited to start using these spreads very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you watched the video all the way to the end, be sure to put a dog emoji in your comment and let me know what your favorite dog breed is if you have one. A big thank you to my patrons for supporting me every month and for their patience this month because the printables were a little bit late. But I hope that you'll enjoy all of the printables that I made. I did draw a lot of stickers, so a lot of people, a lot of dogs, butterflies, flowers. So personally, I think it was a really good journaling kit. I hope June has treated you well and that you're excited for July. And with that, all that's left to say is I hope that you're all having a lovely day and I'll see you next time. Bye!